Good morning, students. Now we are going to revise lesson number 12, Air, Water and Weather. Children, the sun causes changes in weather. Sun is very important, as you know, due to the heat of the sun. The days are warmer. When we move away from the sun, we feel cooler. As you know that the earth is revolving around the sun in its own orbit. The part of the earth which is facing towards the sun, because the earth is tilted on its axis. So when the part of the earth that is facing towards the sun, this part will be warmer and will have summertime, and the opposite part which is away from the sun will be cooler and have winter. So children, remember that the sun is affecting the length and of the day as well as the temperature of the day. We feel hotter because we are now towards the sun during the daytime. When we will move away from the sun, we will feel cooler. As you know, days are hotter than the night. Children, not only it affects the length of the day or the temperature of the days, it also affects the different states of matter. When you keep a bowl of water outside for a long time, you will see the water gets heated. Similar is the case during the summertime to all the water bodies like oceans, rivers, seas, ponds and lakes. They get heated up, and when it is heated, it starts rising. And it actually rises and it forms cloud, condenses into cloud and then comes down as water. It comes down as rain, as you know. This is called water cycle. The water bodies get heated, even the land also get heated, but once the water body gets heated, it evaporates and it forms cloud called condensation. And then when it becomes very heavy, it comes down as precipitation, that is rain. So children, remember that the sun changes the state of matter from solid to liquid, liquid to gaseous form. Like you have cold, then it becomes a little warmer and then becomes hotter and rises. Children, next thing, remember air currents are set up when hot air rises and cooler air takes its place. Because due to the heat of the sun, not only the water bodies and the land get heated up, even the air in the atmosphere, it also becomes warm, isn't it? During summertime you feel warm air around you, and that's why you have to switch on the fan or you sit in an AC room or under an air cooler. Children, because the air gets heated up, hot air is lighter and it rises up. As it is lighter and rises up, naturally that place becomes vacuum. Vacuum means empty. So the places which have cooler air, it rushes towards those areas to take its place, and this is how the air current is, the circulation of air takes place. We have air current. So remember children, air currents are set up when hot air, because of the heat of the sun, the air becomes hot, it becomes light and it rises up. And cooler air, those places may be not directly facing the sun. Their air is cooler, and in those places the air rushes towards those vacuum places and things. So this is your air currents, and you will study about the circulation of air throughout the world due to this phenomenon. Children, the next thing you should remember that land gets heated faster than water. This is very important, and that's why we have land breeze and sea breeze. We have discussed that land gets heated up faster during the daytime, faster than water, and naturally the hot air over the land is lighter and it rises, and cool air from the water bodies which are near, like if you are residing near a river or an ocean or a sea. So water, it takes more time to get heated as well as to be cooled. So it takes that water from the water bodies, the air which is above the water bodies, it rushes to take its place, and this place where if you are living near the water bodies, you will enjoy sea breeze or breeze coming from the river or lake or sea or ocean during the daytime. So cool air over the water pushes onto the land. And exactly the opposite happens during the night time. Land cools faster, as I told you, but water takes a little longer than water. So what happened, the air above the water bodies is still warmer, but the air above the land is cooler. So what happened, again we studied that warm air rises up. So what happened, warm air over the water rises, leaving a low pressure zone, that is we discuss about the air current, and the air which is above the land rushes to take its place, and this way you have sea breeze and land breeze. So children, people who are living near the water bodies, they enjoy moderate temperature. They do not have very hot summers or very cold winters. It is moderate temperature. So this is called your sea breeze and land breeze. So remember this is very important. Land stays a little faster than water. It cools down also faster. Cools down faster too. Now the next thing we studied about evaporation and condensation. As you know that water, when we heat up, what happens? It changes into water vapor and it rises, and like you have seen the steam, okay, hot air, because the hot air, the molecules are a little far away, so it rises, and cold air, the molecules are closely packed. So what happened, this causes your evaporation and condensation. So on heating, liquid changes into water. Changes into water vapor, means if you have water and you are heating it, what will happen? It will change into steam, isn't it? You must have seen when mother is preparing tea. Same thing happens to the water bodies. Due to the heat of the sun in the summer, during the summer season, the water bodies gets heated up, and it starts rising in the form of water vapor. This is called evaporation. Just now I explained to you. And on cooling, water vapor changes into liquid. Now as it reaches the high atmosphere, what happens? This place is very cold. As you go higher up, the atmosphere is cool because the density of air is less. So it is cooler. So they get condensed. So when you keep water in the freezer, it condenses, isn't it? It becomes ice. Similarly, on cooling, water vapor changes into liquid. That is your condensation. Then you have condensation, and once it condenses, once it becomes heavy, the clouds are formed, they come down as rain. So this is how not only we have rain, we have fog, we have frost, mist, all these are snow. These are different because extreme cold temperature makes those, it condenses and it becomes ice and comes down as snowflakes. So these all are due to this evaporation and condensation. Next we study, children, that water has a lot of impurities. We have water from the rivers or lakes or ponds or canals. Now that water which is coming with the stones or rocks or mud, it is impure. So we use them for drinking. We need water for drinking, and we should not have that impure water. Now these impure water is sometimes what happens, it is soluble impurities which mixes with the liquid and becomes one, and there is insoluble which doesn't. Like if you have sand in the water, it will not mix, it is insoluble impurities. But if you have clay, it will, after some time it will mix, but if of course the color will change. Then we have germs in the water. So water should be clean before consuming. So that is process we have studied about sedimentation, decantation and filtration. We have already done with experiment that we take a glass of water or a mug of water and that put some clay or mud and sand and let it get deposited at the bottom, and you will see that heavier particles will settle down after some time, and you get the pure water at the top. And that water you can pour into another vessel or another container, that is called decantation, and that water can be consumed, and you can have that water, and that is called, this is your sedimentation. Then you pour that water, and that is called decantation. And then we have discussed about the filtration, children, that filtration is done with the help of filter paper. Sometimes still impurities are, this is your decantation, children. This is how you pour the water. And so decantation is used to separate two liquids that form layers. And then you have filtration. Here you take filter paper, you take a glass funnel, and you pour the water, and you will see that all the residue, that is your mud, stone, sand, everything will be collected in this filter paper, and the clear water will come down, and this is where we have our filter machine in your house, or maybe the water works that supply the water to the whole city. There also filtration is done, and then you have in the factories. This is how filtration. So children, remember, sedimentation, decantation and filtration are very important. These are the three processes which are done to filter water. So water we can have the pure water, because consuming germ water or consuming water which has impurities can cause disease. But boiling is the best way of purifying water. This is all about this lesson.